Parts 1 and 2 of lesson 17, we've seen how, after opener makes an opening bid in the suit, that an opponent can use the double to show a particular hand type. It's a bid called a takeout double. And as we've heard, it's a bid that is asking their partner to bid, i.e. to take the double out. So how do we respond if our partner makes a takeout double? Here's a situation where West has made a takeout double of South's opening one spade bid. North passes. How does East respond? Well, there are two things East must not do in this situation. Firstly, don't panic, even with a really weak hand. And secondly, don't pass. Well, okay, I should add that it is possible to construct a hand for East to hold where it might actually be right to pass partner's double, i.e. leave the double in and play to defeat one spade. But that's a very, very rare occurrence to get a hand like that. And in more than 99 times out of 100, it will be essential that East finds a response, makes a bid to take the double out. Remember, partner is asking you about your hand. They might have a very strong hand and they know you might be weak. Think about what sort of hand partner has for their takeout double. We've just seen that their hand is likely to have support for any unbid suit. They're likely to have 12 or more high card points, and they're very likely to be short in opener's suit. So what we do is we simply bid our longest suit. If we've got a choice though, it's always better to try and show a 4-card major suit. A holding in a 4-card major is always a better option if we can. And sometimes it might even be appropriate for us to respond in no trumps. And we'll see an example of when that's appropriate later on. And lastly, if we're actually fortunate to have quite a few points and are quite strong, and in this case we'd mean something like 9 or more high card points, then we can actually make a jump response to tell partner that we've really got quite a good hand and maybe there's a really good chance of making a game contract for our side. One thing I should add though, if you're worried about this, is in this situation North has passed, so East has to remove the double, has to make a bid. Okay, if North has chosen to actually respond to opener's opening bid, East is no longer on the hook to be obliged to make a response. East has the option of passing, and with a really weak hand, say 0 to 5 points, it might be better for East to stay silent and give the message to West that East is weak. However, East does have the option of continuing to bid, and if they did bid here, they would show at least 6 high cards normally. Here are a few examples of making a response to partner's takeout double when we hold a weak hand. This is example A. The right response here is to show our diamond suit as cheaply as possible, which means we'd have to bid it at the 2 level, 2 diamonds. Partner will have at least 3 cards in diamonds, and they know we've been forced to bid and could actually have quite a weak hand, so they won't get too carried away. Looking at hand B, it's much better to bid our spades at the 1 level than bid our diamonds at the 2 level. This has 2 advantages. It keeps the bidding at a low level, but more importantly, it opens the possibility of finding a good fit in the spade suit. So with a 4-card holding in a major suit, we'd always give preference to trying to show that holding wherever possible, because don't forget, one of our objectives whenever we're in an auction is to try and locate a 4-4 fit in a major suit. So here we've got 4 cards in spades. It would be absolutely right to just reply 1 spade. And the third example, here, it looks like we've got one of the worst hands we've ever seen. We haven't got anything higher than a 5 in our hand. That's an absolutely shockingly bad hand. Okay, so what do we do here? Well, again, it's an absolute stinker, but it's still correct to bid. We mustn't pass here, and I'll show you an example of why we mustn't pass in a moment. But here, it would still be correct to bid 1 spade on this hand. So our correct bid is 1 spade. Have a look at why that last example, example C, with that really weak hand, and why it's correct to bid. So let's just remind ourselves of the auction. I've rotated the hands around a bit now, but it's still the same hand. 1 heart, it's South making the double. West is passing, and this is North's hand. It's that same stinker of a hand. And what I'm suggesting is one spade is the right bid. Okay, how do we know that's the right bid? Okay, don't forget our one spade bid is telling partner, you forced me to bid, so don't expect too much. So how do we know that's the right thing to do? Well, here's the full deal. And if you actually look at this in any detail, you'll see quickly that if we leave the opponents to play in hearts, they can actually make 9 tricks in a heart contract. And here, even though North has got an absolutely shockingly bad hand, we have got a fit in spades, and South has got a terrific hand. They've got 19 points. Their only way of showing that after East has opened the bidding is to double for takeout. And by doubling for takeout, we can locate a spade fit for the North-South pair. And North-South can make at least 8 tricks in spades. Actually, it takes a very good defense to take take anything more than 3 tricks in defense here. So it's quite possible that North-South could even make 10 tricks on average play here. So it's really, really important that North-South find their spade fit. And that's the purpose of the takeout double. And that's why it's so important that North, even though they've got such a weak hand, had to respond something to the takeout double. If they pass one heart and leave the double in, East West are going to make a very good score. They're going to make 9 tricks. They're going to make over tricks in a doubled contract, and that's going to score them extremely well. So that's something we want to avoid by finding our own fit wherever we can. When we have to respond to a takeout double with a stronger hand, we should consider that there might be a game contract for our side. So rather than make our response at the lowest possible level, we can jump a level. This normally shows 9 or more high card points and allows our partner to judge whether to bid on, depending on the strength of their hand. In this auction, opener has opened the bidding 1 heart, and our partner, North, has doubled this bid, which, as we know, is a bid for takeout. Let's look at how we would respond with a decent hand holding 9 or more high card points. In example D, we have 5 spades. We know that partner must have at least 3. They've got support for all unbid suits. So we clearly have a good fit in spades. And with 9 points, we should make a jump to 2 spades. It would be a mistake to bid 1 spade here, as partner might assume we have a very weak hand. And here, if partner has a lot more than the 12 high card minimum that they need to make their double, they may choose to bid on, and we might even get to game. In example E, again, we've got a good spade fit, and we clearly want to bid spades. But how many? Well, let's just do some arithmetic. Partner has at least 12 high card points, and we have 13 high card points ourselves. So that's 25 between us. We have a good spade fit. We've got 5. Partner has at least 3. So game in spades must be on. Let's just bid 4 spades. Don't leave it up to partner. In the third example, we might consider jumping to 3 diamonds here to show our best suit and more than 9 high card points. That might make sense, but actually there's a much better bid available for us here. We have a good holding in opener suit, hearts, so we can offer no trumps. Our 11 points plus 12 points from a minimum of 12 points from partner is nearly enough for game, so we can invite partner to bid game by bidding 2 no trumps. Partner will read you for 10 to 12 high card points and will bid 3 no trump with anything above an absolute minimum. It's absolutely vital, of course, that we have at least 1 stopper in hearts, as the defence have bid that suit, and we are likely, and they're very likely to lead it if our side ends up declaring the contract. But clearly no trumps is a better option here. We always prefer to play in no trumps than a minor suit. So bidding no trumps here to show our stopper in hearts is a much more constructive bid. We now summarise the guidelines for responding to our takeout double. Starting with suit responses, with anything from 0 to 8 high card points, just make a suit bid at the lowest possible level. With 9 to 12, you should jump a level to tell partner that you have extra strength. And with 13 or more, then game should be on. And if you hold a 4-card major or better, then jump to game in that suit. But you should also consider responding in no trumps, particularly if your best suit is a minor suit, as we always prefer to play in no trumps rather than minor suit contracts. But of course, you do need to hold at least one stopper in opener's suit to bid in no trumps. Also note that you need to be a little bit stronger to reflect that it might be a bit harder sometimes to make a no trump contract. So to respond one no trump to partner's double, you would need 6 to 9 high card points and a stopper in opener's suit. A 2 no trump response shows 10 to 12 high card points, also promises a stopper in opener's suit, and would suggest that game is on if partner is better than minimum for their double. If we've got 13 or more high card points and a stopper in opener's suit, we can go straight to 3 no trump. Just some golden rules here to reflect on. Just remember what we said before. We don't pass, even with 0 high card points. Always bid to take the double out. As I said before, there are extreme hands that we could conjure up here where it might be correct to pass, but they will come up so rarely that you're nearly always going to be correct to bid here. Bid a suit, take the double out. That's nearly always the correct response. When you're responding, prefer to show a 4-card major if you have one. An unbid 4-card major is always worth showing. Partner is very likely to have support for that. Whatever you do, don't bid the opener's suit. That would have a special meaning, which is used much later in our bridge learning. We're not ready to learn that yet. So don't bid opener's suit. So if opener opens a heart and your partner doubles, don't bid hearts because hearts is your best suit. You either bid no trumps because you've got stoppers in hearts, or bid another suit if possible. And don't forget, of course, partner is expecting you to be weak. They're forcing you to bid. So if you have extra strength, such as 9 or more high card points, you should be jumping to show them that. Here's a recap of the key learning points concerning everything we've covered for takeout doubles. Firstly, remember that a double of a suit bid at the low level is for takeout, and that means partner must bid a suit, i.e. they must take the double out. Doubler's hand must satisfy the SOS criteria. It should have support for any unbid suits, it should have an opening strength hand, a minimum of 12 high card points, and it should be short in opener's suit. Doubler's partner might have to respond even with a very weak hand. Doubler knows this, so they won't get carried away. They're forcing you to bid, and they know that you might be weak. But what that also means is that if responder has got hidden strength, such as 9 or more high card points, they should be prepared to jump to show that extra strength. So that's everything on takeout doubles for now. I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to teaching that in the classroom, and we'll play some practice hands. If you've got any questions on takeout doubles, please let me know.